my people, the country we live, we say Nigeria is every day it gets worse, every day by day. Every country will come up and they will say that they don't want to be seeing Nigeria anymore in their country, both in African country, both in international and both in local. Nigerian had become something of a laughing stock internationally. So this time around, even though this time around the UK, they have come out and map out some states in Nigeria for their citizens not to enter, and also they have bring out a very strict restriction against against getting visa from to UK, getting visa of UK visa into their country. Now there is about to ban Nigerian not to be coming into the UK like it used to be before. So every day it is getting harder for Nigeria, and the government don't want to care. They don't care, and they don't want to know who is talking. Their own is as long as they are into the power, as long as they are holding power. So they don't care about the name, about the type of name the country is getting outside the world, outside the country they are. So I will allow you to watch the video. Try to watch it to the end, because this video contains a lot of information that will expose a lot of things for you, and you to know things that is going on in Nigeria and that is going on outside Nigeria. So don't skip any part of it. As you're watching, try to like, subscribe, and share the video to go around. Let everyone see things happening in Nigeria, and our Biafran activist that is going to explain a lot concerning things that is going on in Nigeria and in UK also. And thank you for watching.
There are many people who come to our country, to the UK, who do things that would not be acceptable in their countries. It's virtually impossible, for example, to get Nigerian citizenship. I had that citizenship by virtue of my parents. I can't give it to my children because I'm a woman. Yet loads of Nigerians come to the UK, stay for, a relatively brief period of time, acquire British citizenship. We need to stop being naive. And that's why, under my leadership, we now have policies to make it a lot harder to just get British citizenship.
The Honourable Member for Regina Capel. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to bring attention to the tragedy Christians in Nigeria are experiencing. The deadly terrorist organization Boko Haram is trying to eliminate the Christian faith from Nigeria. This is the same terrorist group that kidnapped dozens of young schoolgirls and burned innocent civilians alive in cages. According to reports, over 3.5 million people have been forced to flee their homes. 3 churches are destroyed every single day. 7,000 Christians were massacred this year alone, and the faithful must now meet in secret or in burnt-out sanctuaries. Sadly, the world is turning a blind eye to the plight of Christians in Nigeria. There are no embedded journalists covering the violence. There are not daily updates. Politicians around the world are not asked questions about how they will respond. We cannot ignore this violence and tragic loss of life. We must speak out and shine a light on what's happening so that people can donate to relief efforts and provide support to those displaced by violence. To my brothers and sisters in Christ, we know you know the power of prayer. We will not forget you. Stay strong. Keep the faith.
Honestly, it beats my mind what Nigeria is becoming in international community. Honestly speaking, Nigeria has become a laughingstock in the world. Just a couple of days, we had Trump made another speech calling Nigeria a disgraced country. And today, the United Kingdom has come with their own. And they did not just blast Nigeria. They warned their citizens against traveling to Nigeria. This is the same Britain that knows, or should I say, they have hand in what is happening in Nigeria. Yet, it's just for you to see how wise these people are. Down, they are warning their citizens not to travel to Nigeria. Say Nigeria is facing high insecurity problem and so on and so forth. Now, before I give you a little analysis about this, let me first of all read out the news for you. And as you can see, I'll try to place it on the screen. This video was published, this news was published on the 10th of November 2025. So it's not an old news. This is what they told their citizens of recently, just a couple of days ago. Now, let me read out the news for you. It says, the United Kingdom government has issued a strong travel advisory warning its citizens and foreign staffs against many states in Nigeria over rising insecurity. In the latest foreign travel advice released on government.uk, the UK urged its nationals to exercise extreme caution, review safety procedures, and maintain contingency plans. It specifically warned against travel to the riverine areas of Delta, Bayelsa, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River states due to risk of kidnapping and violent crime. The Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office (FCDO) also cautioned against all travel to Borno, Yobe, Adamawa, Gombe, Katsina, and Zamfara states, citing an increasing threat from Boko Haram and Islamic State West Africa, especially around transport hubs, religious centers, and large gatherings. The advisory noted that insecurity is increasing across Nigeria, adding that kidnapping, violent crime, and intercommunal violence occur in all regions. It said militant groups maintain active across the Niger Delta and attack oil and gas installations, while armed robbery, criminality, and kidnappings remain prevalent. It further warned of secessional groups active in the southeast, where violent clashes with security forces are frequent. Although foreign nationals are not mainly targeted, there is a risk of being caught in an attack, the statement read. The UK government also flagged rising violent crimes in the southwest, including Lagos, describing mugging, carjacking, armed robbery, and kidnapping as common, especially in major cities. It advised against all but essential travel to Bauchi, Kaduna, Kano, Kebbi, Jigawa, Sokoto, Niger, Kogi, Plateau, and Taraba states, and to the outer suburbs of Abuja, warning that violent crime involving firearms has spread from the outskirts to the center areas. British officials in Nigeria has been instructed to restrict movement to within the Abuja metropolitan area, while citizens were cautioned to avoid protests and large gatherings as demonstrations in the capital can turn violent. Now, this is what they wrote to their citizens and to their ambassadors in Nigeria. In fact, to their citizens, they're advising them not to come to Nigeria. In fact, they mention all the states. This is about 21 or 22 states they mentioned. Nearly all the states. In fact, they even mentioned Lagos, that, carjacking, armed robbery, and so other things is happening in Lagos. But there's something about this news. When they mentioned Southeast, let me read that for you again what it said. It said, it further warned of secessional groups active in the Southeast, where violent clashes with security forces are frequent. Although foreign nationals are not mainly targeted, there is a risk of being caught in an attack. Now, these people actually know that there is no much thing happening in the Southeast except the secessionists, according to them. The secessionists, once in a while carry out their demonstration and so on and so forth. But in Nigeria, the Nigerian government are telling you that the whole thing that is happening in Nigeria is happening in the Southeast. That kidnapping, killing of security personnel, everything, it is in the Southeast. Meanwhile, the UK officials know that these things are not happening. That the only thing happening in the Southeast are the secessional groups. I hope you get it now. That is to tell you that these people actually know what is happening in Nigeria. They know. Don't tell me they don't. They know very well. Nigeria has become an experiment ground for many nations. It's just unfortunate. At this time, the only song that is coming to my head is Nigeria ga-adịzikwa mma ọzọ. Nigeria ga-adịzikwa mma ọzọ. Nigeria, ị ga-adịzikwa mma ọzọ? I don't think so. Come on, I don't think so.
The United Kingdom Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office has advised against travel to multiple Nigerian states because of increase in kidnapping, violent crime and intercommunal violence noted in these places. This comes barely less than a week since the US administration designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern under the International Religious Freedom Act, a move tied to allegations of severe violations against religious groups. Join us this morning on Breakfast Central for reactions to this development. Is a certified human rights consultant, a U.S. Institute of Diplomacy and Human Rights Ambassador Hidevi Onion. Welcome to you, sir. Thanks for joining us on Breakfast Central.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure.
Now, what do you make of this travel advisory that has been issued to UK citizens for several states in Nigeria? Is there a cause for alarm? Are they seeing things that we aren't seeing as a country? And what's your general overview?
You know, most times when we come on air, we talk about insecurity, insecurity, insecurity. At the end of the narratives, we ask ourselves, what are the security advantages? Which looks like solutions. And that part is not hyped. You know, the next time again you are coming on air, you are back to insecurity, whilst the solution was hyped coldly. Now, if you look at the narratives from the global countries, they are playing their role. They have interest in outer countries. They have interest in international travels. They have interest in international economics. They have interest in international sales of weaponry, investigation, and relevance and dominance. So when the whole countries of the West, Europe, America, and everybody, Russia, China, they are playing their global interplay, who are the pawns? The little countries that allow themselves to be used as the pawns. So when they bring such narratives and they say don't travel to Nigeria, do you know that if you go to those places, check Air Peace, check Asman, check all the flights that goes to those areas, you will still see foreign nationals traveling to those places. Now, are there security challenges in those places? Yes, they are. Okay, but are they escalated to that point where they are? Yes, they are. But are there interplays from those their narratives to collaborate with our narratives to solve those security challenges? That's the question.
I mean, but we're an independent country, and the onus is on us to fix, and also fix the security challenges. So it's not necessarily their business. They're just looking out for the interests of their citizens and warning them that, you know, this places are red zones. Please avoid travel that is not necessary to these places. So, yeah, one would think, you know, it's
it's
normal.
you know, each citizen of a foreign country in another country, especially those that are working with embassies or international oil and gas companies or whatever financial institutions, they have insurance. You know, and those insurance are bottled towards the risk parameters that they are exposed to. Okay, and these narratives needs to follow. But you made a mention of independent country. You know, are you sure Nigeria is an independent country? Because if you talk about independence...
Independent and sovereign.
Yeah. Because we had opportunities to gas in on our independence. ECOWAS, AU, non-existent. Even when this new president came on board, AU and ECOWAS were things being shouted about to handpick and strangulate the military incursions in some African countries. Now, all those things were killed now. Okay, where's ECOWAS? Where's AU? Now, coming down to African nations, if you are independent and sovereign, why is it that your financial resources, your currency is based on the exchange rate of another country currency? Why is it that you need loans all the time. Each regime that comes is begging the World Bank, begging Western countries agencies of aid to come to your rescue, begging Western countries militia to come to your rescue, begging Western countries for military equipment which your citizens already manufacture locally. Is just to synchronize the expertise in it. So when you talk about independence, it's only on paper. It's not on the execution of democratic governments in Africa.
Okay, so now the question is, what reputational damage does this travel advisory do? And for the foreigners who are here, how seriously do you think they're taking this travel advisory?
Reputational damage is expected when you don't have defensive measures put in place for your reputation. We have the Ministry of Orientation, Public Information. Have you heard them speaking? We have spokespersons for government. Do they speak before the foreign nationals speak? Do they speak in collaboration? Then you have ambassadors in all of these countries in the world. Which of the country ambassador Nigeria has that you've seen that have done an interchange of communication that have raised our public image and has brought up possible, arguable, sensitive positioning for the country to be seen as a very intelligent country positioned to communicate with all of these international issues? We don't have any ambassador anywhere that have stood up to be present in any event in the US, any event in the UK, called to speak in any international organization on the part of the country, called to defend narratives that bring down our national image. We don't have any. The National Orientation Agency does not communicate jack. Now we have private security practitioners. So many private security practitioners, they went to start their own communication agencies to tell you where and where not to travel to, what risk parameters, death rate, and all that. Who patronizes or supports them? Who listens to them in Africa? None. But one journalist from one foreign country, not even as educated as you are, just jumps up and say, hey, don't travel to Abuja. And it's becoming news.
Now, the United Kingdom listed multiple states as high risk for kidnapping and violent crimes. The US also issued a CPC designation citing large religious freedom violations. You said we don't have ambassadors that should have been interfacing, and also countering some of this narratives and speaking from a position of strength for Nigeria. But unfortunately, more than 2 years into this administration, ambassadors are yet to be appointed. But Ambassador Yusuf Tuga, the foreign minister, has been, doing diplomatic rounds, but it doesn't seem to be enough. Away from that, if you could advise the president, because he also needs to reassure Nigerians that are living in Nigeria. We need to be secured for ourselves, not because of external factors. The life and properties of Nigerians is also very important. Looking at where we are today as a nation and limitations, how would you advise the federal government to address this issue? Because it will definitely have an impact on tourism, investor confidence, and what have you. What steps should they take now that the United Kingdom, and it also has a copycat effect. Once the United Kingdom issues a travel advisory, other EU countries and may possibly America would also do the same.
Now, wow, it's a very big shame to the Nigeria, mostly to this our so-called leaders that is leading. It's very shameful to them. So when anybody comes out and they say that Nigeria is not a country, Nigeria is should be designed as a certain consign, so people will be talking. Nigeria, when people say that Nigeria In fact, Nigeria has not been a country since the creation of Nigeria, since Lord Lugard and his girlfriend create Nigeria. It has not been a country to date. Some people will be claiming that you are insulting the nation. And this issue of sovereignty, Nigeria have not been a sovereign country. It has not. It's only when you come to paper or once you come to political people, when they are talking, they will be claiming Nigeria is a sovereign country, Nigeria is a sovereign nation. It is not a sovereign nation. It is not. So every evidence, it is proving every day by day that this issue of so-called Nigeria, so-called one nation, it is not a one nation. It's just a company built by the white man. Whenever they want to get money, they will just come and get whatever they want to get and go back. That is what how Nigeria is being built. And that is why Nnamdi Kanu is fighting very hard to make sure that things work well the way it's supposed to be. But some of the evil people that don't like good, they'll be talking anyhow as if they are not into Nigeria, as if they are not seeing the evil that is going on in Nigeria. That is how demonic many people are. So my people, I would like you to subscribe, like, share the video to go around. And I would like to hear your comments down below. What do you think about this whole thing concerning the UK and Nigerian ways and the way they are going now? And thank you for watching.